Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at some really fascinating stuff about AI.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Seems like everyone's talking about AI these days, and for good reason.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what's really got people's attention are all these huge leaps AI has been taking lately.
Absolutely. It's not just hype either. We're seeing some real breakthroughs.
Exactly. So we got this awesome collection of research articles, news stories, even a snippet of a podcast discussion my sent over.
Yeah, it's a really good mix. And it really captures the whole conversation that's happening around AI right now.
Right. So we're going to try and distill all that down for everyone today, really get to the heart of what's going on.
Feeling's good.
All right, so let's dive in. One of the things that really jumped out at me was all this buzz around next generation AI.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Especially with those new upgrades OpenAI just announced.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It seems like AI is going way beyond just text now.
It really is. It's this whole shift towards multimodal AI. I think that's the term to know.
Multimodal. Okay, so break that down for us. What does that even mean?
So basically, instead of just processing text, these new AI models can handle images and sound too.
Whoa. So it's like instead of just reading a recipe, it can actually watch you cook.
Exactly. And not only watch you, but listen to you too. Like if you got a question while you are cooking.
That's wild. So it's almost like having a virtual chef right there with you.
Yeah, kind of. And that's just one example. Think about all the other things AI could do with this kind of multimodal understanding.
It's mind-blowing. And I guess this is what people mean when they say AI is becoming more human-like.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Not just about processing information, but actually experiencing it in a way that's closer to how we do.
Right. Mr. Wonder went to that. Could AI one day becoming distinguishable from a human?
Well, that's a question for another deep dive. But for now, let's stick with what we know. And one area where this multimodal AI is already making waves is in AI-generated media.
Ah, yes. The images and videos that are so realistic, it's scary.
Right. I mean, some of those examples you sent were incredible.
I know I had to look twice at a few of them to make sure they weren't real.
I know exactly what you mean. There was that article about the art competition where the AI-generated artwork actually won first prize.
Oh, yeah. And the judges had no clue.
No idea. They thought it was a real painting.
It's kind of freaky how good it's getting.
Yeah, and it's not just images either. We're seeing AI-generated videos, music, even whole articles being written by AI.
And those companies you mentioned, Midjourney and Stability AI.
Yeah, they're definitely ones to watch. They're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It's kind of like everyone suddenly has access to this powerful tool for creating stuff.
Yeah, and that's where things start to get interesting.
Yeah.
Because it raises all these questions about creativity, copyright ownership.
Right. Like if an AI creates a song, who owns the rights to it?
Exactly. Or if you use an AI to generate an image for a product, are you really the creator?
It's a whole new world, and it seems like we're still figuring out the rule.
Definitely. It's going to be interesting to see how all this plays out.
For sure. And I think this is where regulation comes into play.
Right. Yeah, because like any powerful tool, AI needs some guidelines, some rules of the road.
And it seems like the European Union is trying to do just that with their AI Act.
Yeah, the EU is definitely taking a lead on this. They're trying to get ahead of the curve.
So what's the AI Act all about? What are they trying to do?
So they're focusing on high-risk areas where AI is being used to make decisions that could have a big impact on people's lives.
So like healthcare finance, law enforcement, those kinds of things.
Exactly. They want to make sure that there's transparency in these areas, that people know when AI is being used and how it's being used.
Right. So for example, if a bank was using AI to decide whether to give you a loan, you'd have the right to do that.
Exactly. It's about giving people more control over how AI is being used in their lives.
Makes sense. I mean, I think most people would agree that transparency is a good thing.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But of course, there are concerns about regulation too.
Like what?
Well, some people worry that it could stifle innovation, slow down progress.
Right. I guess it's always a balancing act.
It is.
Yeah.
But I think it's important about these conversations to think about the potential risks as well as the benefits.
Absolutely. We need to be careful, but we also don't want to hold back progress.
Exactly. So yeah, the AI Act is definitely something to keep an eye on. It's going to be interesting to see how it all unfolds.
For sure. And speaking of things that are going to be interesting to see unfold, what about the impact of AI on jobs?
Oh yeah, that's the big one. Everyone's talking about it.
And for good reason. That report you sent over about AI potentially impacting 40% of jobs within the next 15 years was pretty eye-opening.
It's a huge number.
Yeah.
And it's not just about job losses either. It's about the whole nature of work changing.
Right. It's like we're on the verge of this massive societal shift, and it's not entirely clear how it's all going to play out.
Exactly. I mean, on the one hand, AI could free us up from a lot of boring, repetitive tasks.
Yeah, which would be great.
But it also means we need to think about what those new jobs will look like.
Yeah, how do we prepare people for them?
Exactly. Are our schools and universities teaching the skills that people will need in an AI-driven world?
It's a huge question, and one that I think we're only just beginning to grapple with.
Definitely. This is something we're going to be talking about for a long time to come.